and bans. So a little bit of a background going into this. So Agretzko is the winner's bracket. They've yet to drop a game, whereas Tuxedo has actually lost to Agretzko the round before, and through DQ has made it back on their last. As we see Vigar now coming out, I imagine we're going to see a little more mid lane here, making sure to give a lot of availability to the mid laner on the side of Agretzko. Blue side here, Death Shadows, very versatile and a hard carry for this roster. They need him to be able to have some playmaking. We're also going to see Malphite banned out. Anyone who's been keeping up with the meta knows that Malphite is just a menace on the top side. These weak side tanks being just an issue. Caitlyn coming out now. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Zeri or Zyra ban. Silas, another poke actually towards, I believe, mid lane. Or perhaps jungle. This pick is a little bit of a pocket for the side of Agretzko. I would imagine that we see a Amumu ban coming from the side of Tuxedo Sam, as Agretzko's jungler has only played Amumu the entire series. It will be very interesting here as the last ban is coming out. Kindred getting rid of, trying to alleviate a little bit of jungle pressure. And we're going to see Twitch banned out here, getting rid of that AD scaling. As we go into first pick here, we will see. I imagine we're going to see the Amumu, yes, insta-locked first picking jungle, but that will give 2 picks. Irelia coming out, we will probably see that mid lane. That's probably where that Malphite ban is coming in from. Last time these two planes, the Aurelia Malphite matchup, did not go the way of Tuxedo. And Nami coming out, we can probably expect to see a Lucian being followed up on 3. I imagine that we also see AD and support now coming out from Agretzko. I imagine we're going to see something like Thresh and maybe Tristana, I believe. But I imagine several hovers coming out here, but I think we will see the Thresh once again, a pocket pick and just a incredible support right now with the Q buffs coming out. And once again, much like the Amumu, has been played every game of the tournament by Agretzko whenever they get this blue side start. Hovering now a little bit, I imagine we are going to see AD carry here, some deliberation, as it actually is a Zed hover, which will be very interesting. This will give counter matchup to the side of Tuxedo Sam, as it will be locked in. We can assume that that is a Zed mid for the Agretzko mid laner, Death Shadows. Meanwhile, I imagine, hopefully, that this is a Lucian lock-in here to go with this Nami. You might also see something like a Zeri here could come in. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we see an Aphelios as well. These AD carries are a menace right now in the meta, and as such, they are very hard. As we actually are going to see Xayah, usually paired with the Rakan, but not too shabby by herself either, especially with the changes in the recent paths to Novoris and Bloodthirster. Plus, that ult is going to make it very hard for things like this Zed and Thresh and Amumu to really lock her down. Kaisa now being a ban, looking to target more of the AD carries on the side of Agretzko, as we are going to see Diana now taking away a little bit more of jungle, seems to be what they're trying to pressure here. Jinx coming out now, another AD carry ban, 3 for the side of Tuxedo Sam, clearly trying to ban out Arkrent when he gets these scaling champions. He has been shown to carry these games, clearly targeting as the last ban coming in, a little bit of deliberation coming on from the side of Agretzko. We will see what it is that they choose. This is going to be Viego, another jungler banned out, clearly trying to make this matchup as easy as possible for their Amumu. Great setup right now on the side of Agretzko, but a lot of solid disengages. We're actually going to see Echo. I think this is a really good pick into the Agretzko draft, who are really trying to lock down. If you're able to get that R off, it can basically negate these Agretzko engages. As we will see now, though, AD carry and top still waiting to be locked in. I imagine that we are going to see a weak side top. We might see something interesting, maybe a Mordekaiser, I would think. Agretzko is known to like the AD top laners into these, as we are going to see a Samira lock-in. Okay, I was not expecting that. This champion has fallen off as of late, but apparently they believe that they can still do something with it. And there's that Mordekaiser, as we'll see what the counter pick topside is going to be here. I would imagine we are going to see something very easily. Could also possibly see an Olaf here. Ragnarok being a very easy get out of jail free card when fighting into this Mordekaiser. Mundo, another solid pick, going for a skill matchup, it seems. And with that, the drafts will have been completed. As we can see here, it appears that we are seeing a lot of what we've seen from Agretzko in the past, these sort of all-in team fight compositions that are heavy CC with a singular assassin to try to pick on the backline. Whereas I would imagine we're going to see Tux playing a little bit more disengage, a lot of peeling back, trying to make space for this Xayah to really just kind of do work with the Featherstorm and the other accessible tools such as Gale Force and stuff to keep her alive in these mid to late game fights. Bot lane will be a pivotal portion of this game. If the Samira is able to get ahead, we could see even the most nerfed AD carries are still a menace right now. With that, we will have a 2-minute delay, as is the spectator delay here. So while we're doing that, I appreciate your patience. If you haven't already, I would recommend get a drink, something to eat, and get ready for a good game. Now, I will say, one of the key matchups here is going to be the mid lane. Both Aurelia and Zed have decent pressure when it comes specifically to pushing these lanes and has high roam potential. So whichever one of these laners gets ahead and is able to properly get their rotations off to the bot side will be paramount for deciding the outcome of this game. Personally, I think that Tuxedo should look for an early kill on the Aurelia while they have a chance, obviously utilizing the early Vampiric Scepter spike that Aurelia has using passive, and then look to make some early plays bot side before the Zed hits 6. Now, if that will actually happen, only time will tell. But it's going to be pretty difficult to look anywhere else for this Echo in the jungle. Obviously, going to try to be farming up mostly until that 4 to 6 range where you can really start to impact the map. We'll probably try to get an alternator before he makes his first gank on probably second reset. But other than that, it really seems like the main lanes here are going to be mid and bot to look out for. With that, we have a minute here. So as we load into game, I am required to do a sponsor from our sponsor today. Ourselves, CSA. Formals are coming up. And if you are a member, in the announcements section, there is a Google form for superlatives that will be taking place during the formals. So please make sure to sign that out. Oust your friends, embarrass them in front of a live studio audience. The best. With that in mind, 40 seconds on the spectator clock. As we begin to get into game, I will say I would like to see, in the event that Tuxedo does lose this game, I would like to see them begin to hard target a lot of these picks that Agretzko has played and are probably comfortable with all throughout this tournament. I mean, every game this Amumu Thresh has come out. Zed, 2 of the 4 games. Mordekaiser, 2 of the 4 games. They have put a lot of resources towards shutting down the bot, so it'll be interesting to see if Agretzko can play this early game AD carry play style that they really haven't shown, going for things like this Kaisa, Twitch, Tristana, things that really aren't the cream of the crop. Oh, as my stream cancels out because Riot Games is good company. As we begin to load in, as we can see, it does appear that Agretzko has in fact won the skin game by 1. But that appears to be it. as we are now in game. And with that, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, to begin the first game of Tuxedo versus Gretzko. As we start here, seems like both junglers taking some time. Green Smite coming out on the Amumu. We figure these pings now coming out, early vision coming down, watching and waiting. We are going to see Green Smite from both junglers coming out here. I would like to see the Echo maybe take red. Blue, I think, would be a little bit better, but perhaps he's going for that tankiness to try to help peel in these later team fights. As it will seem both junglers opting for a topside start. We are going to see Larnold walking in. We'll find out. Early ward does come down. Will be spotted out by the side of Agritzko. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, that is now extra 5 gold to the side of Agritzko's jungler. In this case, the early game is won. With that, we will see here. Appears that it is actually going to be a bot side leash from the side of Tuxedo Sam here. Larnold opting to go topside, maybe trying to gank the Mordekaiser pre-level 6. As we are now going to see both junglers as... Hold on. There we go. As we are going to see now early trades coming in and out. We're going to see classic Electrocute, and it will seem that the Aurelia has gone for the more burst Conqueror build instead of the lethal tempo. A very interesting decision. I would imagine that with how tanky Agretzko's lineup will be with the Thresh, Amumu, Mordekaiser, that they would opt to be a little bit more playing towards these team fights to try to shred down these tanks. And that Bork is online. Level 2 will find Death Shadows, gets a little bit of poke off. Seems like that's being right. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, we will see Tux playing it safe, being pushed in, respecting the early level 2. Hook comes out, will be found, flays back. A decent chunk onto Jesus. Long may he reign, Jesus Christ. As we will see actually some early vision coming out from the Aurelia using that early push, trying to find the Amumu, but it seems like skipping his Raptors has made it over to this blue. It looks like he might try to rotate up here to go for these Raptors. No, will not. So will not be found. Meanwhile, more trades coming out on the bot side. As it is, looks like perhaps a gank angle, but I mean, with this wave state, there's not much you can do. Decides to go for the Krugs. Meanwhile, top side, seems a slow push has been opted for by the Mordekaiser, as we are actually, hold on, mid lane. Looking for an angle, ward comes out. We'll go for Scuttle Club. Actually, will that catch? Will be spotted out on the ward, instant retreat. Very good. A little bit of an emote. Quick trades coming through. Mumu rotating up, will be spotted out on the ward. Perhaps looking for the Scuttle Crab here. Zed rotating over to give a little bit a helping hand. Resets coming out from the jungler should be an easy Scuttle secure. Actually, opts not to. Just goes for the reset, leaving Scuttle a level behind, actually, for the Amumu. Not the place you really want to be with this champion. Obviously, trying to get that 6 power spike for these early all-ins. Speaking of all-ins, seems like trades are just what's going to happen. Slow game here, 5 minutes, and so far, slight CS leads coming up across the board. Ooh, a good little poke coming out from the mid side. Oh, we'll take a tower shot, though. A little overzealous. Trying to shove this in. Ignite's coming out. It seems like both will opt to just walk away. Oh, but the Amumu. Does he flash? Opts not to. Instead, Simply's walk back. We'll probably go to his camps. Meanwhile, though, it seems like this will be a fairly slow game. The biggest CS difference really being in the jungle. 8 CS, just a few camps. As we're now going to see Vamp Scepter coming out on the Aurelia and Blasting Wand, respectively, for the Mordekaisers. We are going to see actually an early Dirk on the side of this Samira here. Very interesting. I would expect to see more towards a rush to the shield bow, but instead looking to be going possibly this Eclipse route. Dirk also coming out now for the Zed. Oh, man. The jungle difference, though, right now is the biggest concern. Even if it was only amp toned to Ruby Crystal, which is fairly evil, there's already Boots on the side of this Echo. He's going to be able to make his rotations a lot easier. But that being said, both wards spotted out actually by the side of Agretzko here, looking perhaps gets a flash actually from the Mundo, choosing to keep his passive up instead. Meanwhile, bot side now being pushed in. Echo in the area. Large wave might look for a dive here. The level 6 not available on the Nami. Ooh, will find the hook. Quick little poke. And with this, they're just going to make their moves upwards towards the Drake. And honestly, right now, just very clean macro play from the side of Tuxedo here. Not trying to be too overzealous with a lot of these plays of theirs. Really just making sure, playing slow, not giving anything early, really trying to let this Zyra come full bloom, because she will outscale this Samira, most definitely. And the sooner you can stack Drakes and start getting these passive buffs, the better it will be for the side of Tuxedo Sam. Meanwhile, another stun coming out on the Aurelia. That seems to be about it. Ult's now available for the majority of the game, except for bot and the junglers. However, meanwhile, top side, ults popped from both individuals. A very fast skirmish. Kyle left at minimal HP. As I say it, the dive comes out from the mid lane, and it appears that they will trade 1 for 1. Which arguably isn't horrible here. I mean, the Amumu will push in the lane to give a reset for the wave state of the Zed, but that's really about it. Oh, meanwhile, bot side, looking for an engage. Ult used by the Xayah will not find anyone. Pull back, will miss, but Bubble will connect onto the Thresh. Hook does come out, flash from Jesus to the side, but it seems like they're still able to get out. Scrappy, I have to say, I don't know how I feel about the aggressive Xayah ult at this stage of the game, but they are sending down this Echo, possibly looking for a dive. Hook now down. That gives away a lot of their defensive pressure, but here comes Cannon Wave. Ooh! But Larnold coming in for the lane game, waiting for something here. Will go in now. We'll find Arsent caught up, however, will have to ult out. Flash from the Thresh will get them to safety, but that is a clean dive from the side of Tuxedo. So we are now going to see 6 on the Amumu. I mean, still just unable to kind of keep up with this Echo right now. As a successful dive, I mean, this is what you want. Very clean, very easy. That Hectech Sork Shoe spike on the Echo, hitting 6. A great lane gank. As we will see that Agretzko will get some vision out of it at the very least. Seeing that blue side is cleared. But at this point, as we look at the gold graft here, starting to get a little bit away. Almost a 1k gold lead at 9 minutes. So it's still anyone's game. Or with Drake in 2 minutes, I imagine we will not see a lot, as we will see Mordekaiser ult flash coming out. Mundo ult also popped. trying to buy time here, but is running in the wrong direction. I think that's a solo kill for Funfeet on the top side on this Mordekaiser. Will have had to use Flash, though, which means that he is susceptible. No ult. Arnold waiting here. Decent position. Isn't spot out just yet. Will just catch the wave, though, as the Mordekaiser is rotating bot with the rest of his team. Seems like they are going to trade for Herald. So far, Herald has been used every game by Gretzko, save one, where they have gotten every objective. They enjoy these objective-based team fights, and I imagine that once they get a little bit farther in, they are going to be contesting everything full 5-man. However, with that early kill going on to... Oh, well, I said that. Hook Flay will connect. Not enough damage, though. I was about to say, as we are seeing Dirk, double longsword dagger, and triple longsword in the mid. Oh, ult coming out from the Aurelia will be traded and answered by Zed ult. Ignite coming out won't be enough to kill. Another tower shot will do it. Meanwhile, a double kill on the top side, or you can assume a Moo ult playing a part of that. Man, it is really hard to cast and do camera work at the same time. God damn. Meanwhile, we will see Herald being crushed top, getting more plates on this Mordekaiser. It appears that Gretzko has chosen to put all of their eggs in the Mordekaiser basket, and they are going to run with it. Solo gold going on to him here. As we are going to see Drake spawning, however, both junglers at the moment, top side, means that we are going to have a few moments here before any Drake contention, as Larnold forced to catch this wave, it seems. Meanwhile, bot side engage. Namiel will be blocked. Samira ult going out, but will not be able to chase. A good hook from the side of the Thresh. As now it seems this game is beginning to open up quite a bit as we go ahead and look here. We can see 1,000 roundabout gold from both of the members for Gretzko's bot sides here. Both backing. We can imagine that these are going to be pretty decent buys here. Noon Quiver. Okay, I was very confused on what was going there. Vampiric Scepter seems to be the call with the Noon Quiver, as they will be getting to build up the shield bow, possibly getting the Dirk just for a little bit of extra early damage. However, on the top side, Riftmaker already available for the side of the Mordekaiser. Funfeet having both plated and rift. He is having a great game. Freezing top here. He's going to force Kyle into him and look for these all-ins. Meanwhile, the rest of the teams, both looking bot side here. Trying to come out. Q will miss onto the dragon, as we are going to see rotations coming out from both sides. Aurelia pushing in mid, out of mana, forced to back. Does not have TP this game, so will just be a give from the side of Tuxedo, and the Hex Tech Dragon will go over to the side of Gretzko. I'm going to make a bet here. It's going to be Cloud. And it isn't. It is going to be Kim Tech Soul this game, which for that means we get to have all of the fun plants that are going to do all sorts of crazy things, including giant blast cones. And if you do not know the changes, let's just say it is a doozy, and we're in for some wild flanks. Meanwhile, Flay will connect onto the AD carry. Namiel will be blocked. Featherstorm will find two in the root. Larnold trying to do stuff. Hook will connect, goes in. Tower shot, it's just not enough. Surviving on 29 HP. Jesus. The Aggressco bot lane burning both Exhaust and Flash. Trying to find, but here is the Amumu. Ult is available, has Flash. This could be a triple kill here. No ult on the side of it, as we are going to see Flash will get stunned. Smite comes out. Chain will miss. And it seems that is all we're going to get. A decent... I mean, you're looking for more there if you're on the side of Agretzko after that. Seems like Larnold really putting a lot of pressure on the bot side, really trying to shut down the Agretzko bot side and really get his ahead. And so far, it is working. But on this top side, this Mordekaiser is becoming an issue. I was about to say, is we will see Death Realm will activate, and I do believe this is going to be another kill onto Kyle. 4-0-0 on this Mordekaiser. Solo Bolos, as we are going to see ult coming out. Ignite will find the kill onto this Zed. Amon really doing work here. 2-1 on the Aurelia, using the full build to his advantage. As that will be early T1 for mid. And if you're Texas Sam, this honestly is a really great map state. You've already broken T1 mid. You have lots of pressure bot. And this Aurelia is now open up to join these roams and be there for these objectives. This is going to shift, I believe, on this next Drake fight. And we will have a little bit of who will basically be able to run this mid game. As we are going to see the bot lane from Agretzko kind of playing aggressive here, getting some aggressive vision, even though they are so far behind. As we are going to see Blast Clone, boing, will bring them right back. Meanwhile, as this is going on, Namiul will go wide, but here comes the Aurelia. Flash ult, flash from Arsene will get out. Gale Force use. Root will connect, and that's enough. Meanwhile, 3 with the Amumu ult. Jesus, I don't think he's going to make it as the rest of Agretzko's here. TP from the Mordekaiser as he will find one. Brings in the Death Realm. Jesus forced to run for his life as his team dies. An expert counterplay from the side of Agretzko. Jesus will make it out. However, it appears that with that 2-4-1, the side of Agretzko, but Tuxedo finding an expert response, saying, okay, we lost 2 bot, time to get the objective. So far, only a slight gold lead, about 2k on the side of Agretzko. But in terms of map state, seems now they are opting to put the Samira on the top side, as we are going to see actually Zed ulting in, will find Jesus. Ult comes out, but it's not enough. Cannot stop the Zed ult, as they now look to Kyle here. Does have passive, will put on a little bit of juke shoes, forced to flash. Larnold in the distance will find Arsene. Cannot finish, it seems. Ult will be popped by Kyle, looking for a re-engage, but with nothing there, both teams choosing to back off. Vision Cone will find the Thresh. It's Larnold trading aggressively, taking a tower shot and smiting the Zed. Oh, what a game so far, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, Drake up in 14 seconds. As I imagine, we will begin to see both teams come into this area, as we can already see Zaya and Nami both being rotated into the mid lane here. And once pushed out, beginning that rotation, but big bad Mordekaiser is here, and he is not going to be giving this up, I imagine. Once again, 5-0 on the side of this top side, and he is a menace. If I'm Tux, I'm thinking that it is time to give this one up and just get some more farm. Have to stall some time, give Mundo time to catch up and join these team fights. Because as long as this Mordekaiser is around and is able to join for these 5v5s, there's not a lot you can do. It seems Agretzko trying to be a little aggressive, but upon finding nothing, will just start the Drake. As we will see Zed just clearing. As zoning coming out from the Mordekaiser, we can assume this will be an easy Drake from the side of Agretzko. No contestation. Bring him one Drake closer to Soul Point. Meanwhile, Baron, 10 seconds, will be up here fairly soon. But as we look at the gold here, we can see a lot of the gold from Agretzko is all on this top side. And that's really about it. The next highest gold worth really being their Zed on the mid lane. However, if we take a look, both the Echo, the Aurelia, and the Xayah all have fairly decent amounts of gold and items coming in. As we will see, Hook connects onto Jesus. Ult coming out. Cannot stop the Nami with the thing. Root will find Arsene. Another Hook will find Arsene. Ult's bullet time. Oh, a good ult Q from the side of Panda will force the reset. Another Hook will find Learn. Will be able to pick up the Thresh, but the shutdown going to the Samira as scrappy fights beginning to be in. But we will see from that kill a stopwatch now picked up from this Echo will make these fights a little bit easier if he gets pulled into Death Realm. Shield Bow finished on the Aurelia, as we can now see what I can only assume to be Navori's being built on Xayah. Looking for this 2-item power spike. On the other side, we see Jack Show's Riftmaker and decent items. Once again, the item state's being fairly even, save for this top side. A whole item and a half ahead, plus tier 2 boots. I was about to say, Kyle needs to be getting this farm. Only 86 CS. He cannot be joining in these fights right now. He needs to go bot and try to catch some of these waves to get back into this. He'll need at least steel caps if he's really trying to do this. Meanwhile, Herald will be dropped towards the bot side. Agretzko, I imagine, will just leave this, maybe just sending one to catch. But with a Herald that far back and T1 already being down for the side of both Tux and Agretzko, there isn't much that a Herald will accomplish, it feels. However, we are seeing a rotation down here, looking to try to get something out of this Herald, but I mean, as we take a look at the map, all of Agretzko sending 4 to match. As Shelly will close up just at the last minute here. Rest in peace. Meanwhile, we are going to see Aurelia now matching the Mordekaiser, looking to try to use the event, kind of slow him down, keep him from taking these towers of stun. Also very good for stopping any TP rotations, as we are going to see 2 versus 1, but I mean, he's just so tanky. There's not much you can do. Meanwhile, Jesus caught out in vision. But oh, we will see actually here. Arnold might go, decides off of it, missing Hook barely on the side of Kieran. As Mordekaiser will be still on the bush, as it seems like there might be some contention around Baron here. Both teams playing the mid ARAM, except for Mord and Aurelia, both opposite sides of the map. Tuxedo vying to send someone up, but will be caught out by the Mordekaiser. Forced to flash, will find safety. Meanwhile, Herald finding a flank, but will be cut out by the Shadow. So not. Meanwhile, Flay is good. Amumu ult is good. Will find the Xayah. Not quick enough to hit that ult. Meanwhile, Leonard trying to get something out of it. Will go into the Zed. Nami ult will find 2. The box down, but is enough. Stopwatch will buy time. Meanwhile, Nami kills the Samira on the backside. As it seems a 1-for-1 is all that will come out of this fight. As I say it, never mind. Larnold getting a little bit overzealous, and Kyron finding that hook to save her mid's life. Meanwhile, Panda found by the Aurelia. Amand will pick it up, looking for more. Seems all of Agretzko then will be able to get out afterwards, and there will not be anything up. Dragon up in 12, but meanwhile, up top, Kyle getting just honestly cannot be matching this Mordekaiser 6-0. A huge side lane pressure. TP is down for this Drake fight though. So if you are Tuxedo, this could be an avenue back in the game. The Mordekaiser is backing Drake up. And at this point, you kind of need to start forcing these as they will go ahead and begin. They know that the jungler is down on the side of Agretzko. And with Echo Xayah, there isn't a lot of contestation prowess here on the side of Agretzko. Dragging out the dragon. Agretzko still looking to fight this, it seems. Arsene walking in, looking for the steal, will not find it. Smite will secure. Both teams walk away. And honestly, I have to say, bravo to Tuck, still able to contest these Drakes and see these macro decisions that are really keeping them in. The gold lead only to them. Meanwhile, Gale Force used to dodge hook. As a huge chunk from the Zed will ult the Nami is found. Larnold will get the shutdown, an expert outplay from the side. Meanwhile, Hook will find Larnold. He's looking for more. Nami wave will find Panda. Box will stop. Stopwatch does come out, but at this point, he's a duck and sitting watering, forced to ult. Arsene flashing in. Exhausted though. Rue will find two. And with that, Jesus making sure Larnold is alive. And once again, 1-for-0. A lot used, but a fine play from the side of Tuxedo Sam. I was saying, honestly, this is turning out to be a great game one. A reminder that this will be a best of 3 between these two teams. As it looks now like the real dragon is down, there's not much else. With TP up, I imagine we're going to see a lot of rotation from Agretzko to this top side, trying to give this Mord all the space he needs to split push and eventually TP in. As we can now see 2 items completed for this Xayah. She might be 1, 5, and 4, but she's going to begin to hit like a truck. Meanwhile, Collector and Immortal on the side of the Samira. And honestly, as long as Tuxedo is able to hover and keep this Zed off of their Xayah, I think it'll be really fine. Meanwhile, Kyle forced to ult as they're sending 3, 4 members trying to pick him on this split push. But I mean, this is so much to commit for a 0-4 Mundo. And ult coming out from the side of the Amumu is maybe they'll use this to look Baron. Vision Plant will splat out. Tuxedo waiting in the wings as we are see. Oh no. Misses everything, luckily. I was about to say, I was worried Nami was about to die there. As it does seem like Baron is the call from the side of Agretzko, looking to push this 5v4 advantage, as we are going to see. Fun feet. He's waiting. Sees the enemies. Finds the jungler. Will then get hooked. Larnold forced to ult. Ult Xayah on Death Row. Meanwhile, Stopwatch comes out from Larnold. Will not be able to survive, though. Meanwhile, Featherstorm will buy some time. Gale Force. Baron claimed on the other side. However, the Aurelia, she is in. Finds 1, 2, 3! 4! Meanwhile, it seems here, this might just be... Then it isn't! Shut down, Fun Feet, turning it around. We'll find the cleanups. My goodness, 4-for-4. But Kyle, he's going, I've been bullied all game. This is my moment. Quickly decides not to. Obviously a little bit worried from this Mordekaiser, but what a crazy fight. Split up. This Aurelia finding an ult onto 4 after Baron is taken and able to just dissect the Agretzko team, even with the Mordekaiser essentially zoning off the AD carry. And I have to say, as we look at a bit of graphs here, we can see 8 and 3, a shutdown. Whoo! That is a lot of gold on this Aurelia. As we can see now, Wits End, Stopwatch, GA on the way. And if you're Agretzko, I would say that you need to be a little bit careful here. This Drake fight coming up, only 1 member with Baron, does have TP, so can supply some split. But this should be a sign that this game is far from over. As let's say, however, Black Cleaver now is finished on the side of the Zed, will help against this Aurelia, as will Locket. However, Kyle will be caught. Hook will land, but since passive is up, not much that they can do. As we're seeing every member of both teams beginning to make their way. Tux buying time, getting push here to try to take this Drake. Meanwhile, Aurelia will get hooked, stunned, forced to stopwatch. Nami Wave will find 3. Is ulted into the Death Realm. Meanwhile, Kyle found Nami. They're looking for it. A shutdown. The Mordekaiser will win. This is huge. Featherstorm will root 2, but it's just not enough. With that, Funfeet, a double kill, triple even, to secure this Drake. And honestly, that might just be games, ladies and gentlemen. An excellent showing from the top side of Agretzko, finding the picks with these Mordekaiser ults to really set in. They went, hey, if the Aurelia is killing the whole team, let's just get rid of the Aurelia. And so far, it seems to have worked. 4 for 1 on the side of Agretzko. And now I imagine we're going to see them using this one Baron buff that they do have to try to get some tower pressure here. Soul Point as well. This is a fantastic position for them to be in here. Really start opening up these latter parts, these tier 2s, getting them down, and really starting to tighten the noose, if you will, onto Tuxedo Sam. However, Tuxedo Sam has been down for a good portion of this game, and we have seen that time and again, they have found the angles and the way into these team fights to go for even trades and even contest objectives. So I would not count them out just yet, as we are already back on to the map. Zonya's now completed on the Echo. Will give stuff a Magi's needlessly on the Nami here. As it seems here, grouping 1-3-1 perhaps from the side of Tux. Meanwhile, 4-1 by the side of Agretzko, kiting back from Tux. This is what they kind of want to do, I feel, for these. They need to get some poke, kite back, send someone to match this Mordekaiser, though, because they are not going to be able to do much. Giving all the gold to Cheeses here, trying to get him this Bloodthirster up and running. However, no BF sword, only Vamp, will be quite difficult for him to really contest, as we are going to see Funfeet just split pushing his way away. However, might get collapsed on here, actually, as we still Cheeses rotating over. Will ult the Aurelia, but she has GA, and I think she might just win it. Will get the resurrection, GA down, but with that, Forcent will claim the life of Funfeet. A shutdown going on to the Echo. Arguably not a horrible person to be going on. One of the win cons here, if they're able to get in onto the back line of Agretzko and shut down the Zed or the Samira as they have, as we are going to see, Arnold does come in, instant stopwatch a little bit over his head. Can his team bail him out? Will ult to dodge the hook. Goes in on Arsene. Arsene going in onto him. Bubble will find. Meanwhile, Deathstyles going over. Prowler's Claw will ult. Jesus, ult coming out. Flashes, but will be killed on the backside from the Featherstorm. Meanwhile, the rest of Agretzko has arrived, but here's Kyle. He is big, but with being so far behind, forced to flash out. I was about to say, the Amumu percent damage HP dealing work, I imagine. Hook goes wide, but meanwhile, the entire time, Amon split pushing, gets a T3 that entire fight, and if you're Agretzko, you're forced to back off here. You can't continue. Baron up in 5 seconds. I suppose maybe you look, you know that there's no GA on the side of the Aurelia. Can they do it with just 3 of them? It doesn't seem like Tuxedo. No, there's no vision. And with that, it seems like this Baron's going to go largely uncontested this time. An excellent play from both teams, Tuck utilizing the fight to get some bounties and get back into this, but also Agretzko afterwards, realizing that so much of Tuxedo's resources were bot side that they could just take Baron. This is exactly where you want to be for them. 50 seconds before Drake comes up. Last Whisper now onto the Zed, IE on the Samira. Bloodthirster completed for the Xayah. This is actually a very close game. Really, only 5k down at 35 minutes. This is a very decent spot for both teams, as this dragon fight, I think, will decide who is. We can see both teams vying for vision. Seems Tuxedo has things. Meanwhile, Kyle gets slain once again from the Mordekaiser. Still TP available. 5v4. As we wait, Hook goes wide. Amon is here. This Aurelia doing stuff. TP coming in from the Mordekaiser. It is 5v4. But Leonard on the side of the flank. They will find Arnold, though. No GA this time. 4v5. He can't survive. However, Jesus still up. Will be caught, though, with the Q and stun. Meanwhile, Arnold put into Death Realm, and I think that this is going to be it. Stopwatch to buy time. But I think that will be it. Ult's coming out from the entire side of Agretzko to kill off the Echo, it seems. And with that, I believe that will be Soul, and maybe game, as it seems like Agretzko is posturing to go for bot and mid here. Baron buff still active for another 30, probably minute 30. I was about to say, I can't tell from these things. I don't get all the funky stuff that Riot gives all of their casters. And with that, seems there might be one last chance for Texas, but it will be Kyle found out and picked underneath his tier 3. And with that, I think it will just be a slow end here for game 1. Expertly fought from both sides, but seems towards the later part of the game, as we are see. Stun comes in onto the Aurelia. Mumu ult will find, tries to go in, but Namio will hit the whole team, but at this point it's too much. Ult's coming out to try to buy time. But with that, T4s are down. And as the last hook lands, it seems that will be game. Maybe. Yes, it will be. There we go. As Agretzko will take game 1. Stop laughing, Evan.
Oh, I'm coughing.
Oh, you're
I
coughing?
hate watching myself play.
Understandable. So with that, I will say that as we load into the next game, Tuxedo, you do have a side choice for if you would like to be red or blue side.
The one we were not last game.
Blue.
Got it.
Oh, bet. Wait,
Is this a BO3 or
Should
BO5?
be. Does everyone want to do a BO3 or would you? Okay, I'm getting spammed here that it's gonna be a BO3.
BO3 it is.
BO3. So with that, let me go ahead and get people in here. And then all right then. So for this next game then, to keep things simple, we'll have Team 1 be Tuxedo and Team 2 be Gretzko. Same thing. R in the chat when y'all are ready to go.
Switch back to game 1, team 1.
Yes, please, if you would be so kind. All right, now with that, a lot can be said here on this game 1, as we can see highly volatile. I think that Tuxedo Sam does have a chance to win this game as long as they're able to, I think, honestly, probably target jungle. It feels like Larnold is very easily able to outpace Panda, and Panda has only played one champion this entire tournament. If you were going to go for anything here, you definitely want to ban this Thresh and this Amumu that they are very, very comfortable with. Oh my god, and they're going again. This Among Us stuff. However, as we get into game 2, a reminder once again that CSA formals are right around the corner, and in the announcements of this very humble CSA Discord server, there is a little form to fill out to do things, to decide certain artificial rewards given to different members of CSA, like Dynamic Duo, Best Dressed, Worst Driver, and my personal favorite, Biggest Brain, which we all know belongs to Davis. But with that in mind, if anyone is planning to go to formals and have just a few minutes on your hands to fill that out, perhaps while while we are loading into game, now would be the time to do it. Best skin in the game, in your opinion, from Chow, Project Mordekaiser. But with that, we are going to be getting into bans now, coming back into game 2. Tuxedo opting for blue side, the statistically more winningest side. As we can see here, bans taking a little bit longer now. Really thinking about who they want to get out of. Malphite again coming out as a first ban. Not a fan of it. Last time they played Agretzko in their best of 1, the Malphite was quite a problem. Kindred ban. Still, it seems Agretzko going to ban more of the comfort picks for the side of Tuxedo. As I imagine we will see a Thresh ban. This is exactly what we want to see. Get Agretzko off of these comfort picks that they've been playing these whole tournaments. Put them on someone that they need, that they haven't really played yet, and we'll see how it goes. They obviously have some bot side potential on the side of Tuxedo, and it seems like they are looking to exploit it. I imagine we'll see a Twitch ban coming out third, as that does mean this does leave open a few other things, Jinx, Aphelios, Saya, for the possible counter pick on red side. I imagine that we'll see either AD carry or jungle picked here first, as we are going to see the Caitlyn locked in. A comfort pick that has now seems been traded for the Aurelia, and we are going to see a Mumu again on the jungle. Tuxedo clearly thinking that there wasn't exactly a issue from the side of that in the jungle, as we are going to see Nautilus being hovered. Another strong hooked champion coming in. Would like to see it paired with something a little bit more aggressive, though. Not the Samira. However, probably an Aphelios, I think, would be very good. Morgana locked in. Ooh, Caitlyn Morgana. That is a brutal lane, as we are also going to see Lux locked in. I have never seen more of a Caitlyn basket than this one. Lux, Morgana, they are playing for this Caitlyn to pop off. And it will be very interesting to see how Agretzko will respond, as this is kind of maybe a little bit of a misplay from Tux. This has really shown their hand here, as they've shown how bot side oriented, and we are going to see the Zed hover an assassin like this. I mean, Morgana, Lux, Caitlyn. This is kind of what you want to see. I would prefer, I genuinely think, picking the classic Agretzko Silas. I think it would have been a little bit safer here, and you would still get that assassin pressure with some very good ults so far. I mean, Kate, Morgana, Lux. We will see Diana now coming out, as it seems Agretzko's skill just going for comfort bans trying to get rid of Tuxedo's probably most played champions, I would imagine. As we are going to see the Mordekaiser. I did not think we were going to see that in Game 3. Do not want to let Funfeet have any say in the top side. It'll be interesting to see what he defaults to now, as he's really only played Malphite and Mordekaiser this tournament. Perhaps I've heard he is known for Sejuani mid, but that has fallen off as of late and can be fairly easily countered. So we're going to see once again a Viego ban. So most of the same bans from the side of Agretzko, just trading out the Kate for the Aurelia. Obviously not comfortable after a astounding performance by Amon in the last game. So we are going to see Jinx now being the last ban, and it will be interesting to see how Agretzko respond to this. I'm going to be honest, I don't think the Samira is the play here. It did not really perform last game. I think this would be a good time to draft maybe a Varus and a Felios. Maybe also a Tristana. Tristana not can be quite deadly, but it seems like they are opting once again to run back the Samira. As we will see now, Larnold and Amon being the last two picks for their team.
Test.
A classic red sword set saving top matchup for the last. As we are going to see Silas coming out from the side of Amon, and Shen, a very safe top lane pick. This is a incredible draft so far.
Test.
From the ZR with the Shen Stalwart defenses, we're going to see a Gwen hover and lock in. Now, an interesting fact here, ladies and gentlemen. I have a little bit of an insider information onto the Agretzko lineup, and the top laner Funfeet, I don't think in the entire month or so that we have been working on this tournament, I have ever seen him play a Gwen. So this will be a very interesting lineup. Obviously, Shen also being able to counter Gwen slightly. Sure, the Q snip damage will come out quite a bit, but once it is out, as long as he holds the dome, obviously auto attacks not able to go through, it will be very hard for Gwen to try to stack it back up or get some of the early pressure that she is used to having. As once again, we will have a 3-minute delay, so until then, sit back. If you haven't already, get yourself something to eat, something to drink, as we slowly begin to work our way into Game 2 and kind of go over the strategies of both of these teams. So, with that, we're seeing essentially the same lineup from Agretzko. They're going to go for these 4-1 5v5 all-in team fight strategy that they really have been playing for the entirety of the tournament, looking to try to accelerate this Gwen and this Zed. I imagine we'll see a Mumu path more so towards mid and top this side, is the Samira Nautilus lane should be fine on its own in both defense and offense. Meanwhile, we're seeing a completely, basically revamped version for Tuxedo Sam. They have gone, listen, we have a Caitlyn and we are confident in Jesus' abilities to carry this. And to be fair, his IO wasn't horrible. And they have paired him with what appears to be a, if I had to guess, is that a Morgana? Morgana top with Lex. Okay, these can't be right. They must have switched. But paired it with a Lux and a Morgana, both champions that are known to really set up Kate for these early engages. I wouldn't be surprised if this is actually a Morgana jungle, and they are really going to be heavy pushing this bot side, trusting in Silas and Shen to hold the top and mid. Silas into Zed is a, I believe, Silas favored matchup due to the Kingslayer's exuberant amounts of healing, but we'll see if he'll be able to outplay Ignite and work around that. Because if he is, and he's able to make it to these later team fights, to counter engage with a Mumu ult, Nautilus ult. He will be able to shut down the all-in from Agretzko nearly single-handedly, and that could spell trouble for their draft if this Caitlyn is able to just free fire. And once that initial CC goes down, Morgana Root, Lux Loot, Shin Taunt, Caitlyn Traps, they will have nowhere to go. I would also imagine we are going to see Cleanse coming out from the side of Samira for Agretzko, because, I mean, with this amount of CC on the enemy draft, you cannot be skipping out on Cleanse here. Otherwise, they will be shut down, and this Caitlyn will begin to rack up kills. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, a fed Caitlyn is a very terrifying thing. Well, with that, as we take the last little minute here before skins begin to load up and we get into the loading screen, once again, thank you everyone who has come out to watch the games and to support these teams. They've worked fairly hard to get where they are. I know a lot of teams have put in a decent amount of practice for both League and Valorant, and so thank you for everyone who has been supporting the esports side. Oh, as my stream crashes. The esports side of the Jotting Olympics and showing support for every team. As we will actually see here, it seems Tux wins the skin war this time along. As we get in, blue side now obviously has been picked for the side of Tuxedo Sam, and it'll be interesting to see how they play this. Blue side known to be easier for winning for some whatever reason. The maps are supposed to be quote unquote identical, but I believe that it is because red side is right next to Drake, and because of that, it makes things easier. Meanwhile, as we are going to see top side a little bit of just early vision distribution, as we're also going to see actually lane swaps here from Amon now in the top side to match the Gwen. Clearly not wanting to clearly Amon having quite a pop-off game. They're putting him onto Gwen, trying to keep Funfreak from popping off, as he's a core part of this Agretzko lineup to essentially allow him to go alone and utilize his TP in these 1-4s that they like to draft. And they've put Kyle on support this time on the Morgana with a Lux mid with barrier. Larnold going jungle here, does have the Conqueror for the Sylas jungle. Sylas jungle has to 3 clear, another interesting thing, which will put him to the early gank, and it looks like he is pathing top side, trying to make sure to really shut down this Gwen early, and is actually slightly behind in his clear. As actually, hold on, this might be an early gank. Level 2 bot side, tower shot comes out from Kyrene. Flash will find Arsene. Flash is coming out. Is there any follow-up? Doesn't seem so. Hook will miss. Heaton. As early scuffling on this bot side. I was about to say, no sums, however, used from the bot laners of Tuxedo. This puts them in a very good spot for the rest of this laning phase. 2 now coming out. Oh, but Hook will connect. Arsene goes forward. Flash will now be forced out as Kyle, forced to flash for his life, will pop the pot. As we are actually going to see here, Amon now pushing in Fun, but it will look at this. Jungler after jungler, here they come. Amumu bot side here. Will connect both. Cleanse will connect.
Presentation.
Or not Cleanse. Cleanse will be used, as will Flash. First Blood will get flashes back to avoid the tower shot.
All right, so for the symposium, I decided to...
And now all members are walking back. An excellent play from the jungler of Agretzko. I didn't know he could do that. That was surprising. I mean, an expert Counter engage, however, might die here as it looks Larnold looking for him, knows that he's at this top side. Hello! Does have 3. Ooh, a little bit of a miscap. Will secure the Gromp, but I don't think he can look for much more, as it seems these games are getting quite scrappy. Traversing Arnold waiting here in the wings, maybe trying to see if he can do something. Will channel the back. As it seems now, things are going quite as you would expect. Lux mid lane, not able really to step up. I mean, into this Zed, it is quite hard, has a lot of poke, looking to just kind of buy her time till she's able to get that lost chapter. As we're actually going to see another possible dive here on the side of Tux. No flash on the Silas, rechanneling back. Does seem to opt to just now go back, pick up a crystal or an amp tone even, and with that we'll be right back to clear his top side. However, it seems Amumu is sort of looking that way. Death Shadow's roaming bot here will be possibly spotted out. Sees the plant on the, or sees the scuttle and chooses not to. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, going. Panda looking now for the Shin, trying to get an early kill onto Fun. Minion wave will block him shortly. Q comes out, connects. Will be a large amount. Ignite used, forced a flash. Q2 will connect, and the burn will be enough. A good kill and good gank from the side of Agretzko. 2-0 now, an early 2k gold lead. I was about to say. However, if we do take a look here, there is no death actually on this Caitlyn. And as such, there's still very much so a chance for Tuxedo to come back into this. We're going to see actually very aggressive coming out from this Amumu. It seems now that after the early 2 kills at 6 minutes, the game has calmed down quite a bit. We can actually see here, Jesus leading NCS on the bot lane here. We actually have a look here at gold. He really isn't that far behind, only about 10 gold behind now, even now catching up. Though obviously things will be different once this wave crashes. However, Zed is here. And Zed is hungry. Looking on the Jesus will ult, and with that, I think that will be enough. Root now coming out from Kyle. Will not make it as 4 are here on the side of Agretzko, and it looks like with that, they will begin to posture to take this first Drake. Hex Tech being taken off the board for first soul here. As we can see now, this is going to be a little bit problematic if Tuxedo is unable to stop this bleeding here. They will find a return kill. Where did they find that? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, will actually miss with the taunt. Not very nice. I was about to say the Gwen now 6. A lot of kill pressure. She has that aggressive ult that she can use in lane. Mon, I imagine, just trying to keep his CS lead and play nice and safe weak side. Meanwhile, Ping's coming out. Zed is gone. Is just going to go ahead, though, and base. As we can see now, the workings of a lost chapter being built upon for the mid laner of Tuxedo Sam. Once they get that, it will be a lot harder for this Zed to roam, as the Lux will be able to safely push out these waves from a distance for not much of the cost of their spells. Meanwhile, top still just nice solid trades. We're seeing here Nautilus looking for something, will not find. Silas in the area in case they do try to go in. However, is on Krugs will take a slight longer time to answer, especially now that the wave is beginning to push out. As it seems, will connect there actually. I mean, trying to body block, keep as much away as they can. A decent chunk onto Arsent. And I mean, this is the power, even early of this Morgana Kate lane. It is very much, but once again, here's Death Shadows. Ooh, ult will come out though. Nautilus ult will go onto Arsent, forced a flash, knocks up the Nautilus in the process. An expert ult by the side of Amon will keep Kyle alive, and a good hover as well from the jungle. However, with that, an OTP on this top side, that is what appears to be 2, maybe even 3 plates on the side, as they are actually go back in. My goodness, and we'll find 2. But here, Zed Root will connect. Jesus, posturing aggressive, forces the flash out of the Zed. And with that, I mean, 2 for 0 for 3 plates ends up being about worth for both sides. However, obviously there are camps that can be taken side of Grisso. And oh my goodness, Jesus, with the solo under tower and a solo plate. That's what you want to see if you're a Tuxedo Sam fan. That is the ticket back into this game. We can see here, holy moly, nearly as much gold as the top laner here. 1,000 gold and back, as we can see Berserkers and nearly a completed Gale Force on this Caitlyn. 2-1. Holy moly. That is what you want for this early game from Tuxedo Sam, and it will be on to Agretzko to try to either find a way to stop it, or look, as we are going to see here, Ignite does come out on Panda. Oh, but there's going to be 2 ults. Everyone's stunned up. It's not enough. Meanwhile, we are going to see Funfeet has 2 people low. Will find Larnold as Amon runs for the hills. Rotations coming in from the rest of Agretzko. Will he be able to make it out? Seems to be going fairly well. Will now go for the safe back. Will give it up here, it seems, as, ooh, the Q just misses. I don't think I've ever seen a Morgana Q be that accurate before. As I was going to say, I thought that would have hit, honestly. However, we are going to see, once again, Agretzko posturing for this Drake, trying to push this Drake advantage. Rift Herald's still not down, actually. I feel like if you are on the side of Tux, especially now that your mids has both sums down, this would be the time to answer by simply going Rift Herald. Go for an early trade, use it bot side, go for an objective trade, my apologies. Try to get more gold funneled onto this Kate, as she is their real main win condition here. Instead, looking to still put the Silas bot side, does have ultimate available to him and can grab Nautilus ult. I was about to say, as long as they go before the Amumu has ult and the flash is back on the Samira, it could work out. Cleanse is available on the side of Caitlyn. Yeah, we're choosing not to so much is to play it just safe. I do have a ward here in Drake Pit that did just expire. Bot lane missing. It is safe to assume, as we do see Kyle coming out looking for these wards. Just trying to keep an eye on where the Agretzko lineup is. As we will see now, Mumu walking over, as I assume, going for this Rift Herald. I was about to say, and with this, if they can get eyes on the Amumu or some inkling that he's there, they can, Tuxedo Sam, look for this dragon in response, but it looks like bot dive is the call. We're waiting for the Morgana to get more into position. Ping's coming out. They know that they're on Rift, and there's the call, go, 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 but playing so far back from the side of Agretzko, it's hard to do anything. Silas just opting to take the Drake, trade these objectives, as it looks like there actually might be a dive happening topside. Here comes the Herald. Though a little bit early, I think, from the side of Agretzko, forced to use this ult, stunned in, but with everything expended there, I do not think he is going to get out. Herald will more than likely crash onto the T2 there. And once again, here's that trade for the Drake. But once again, I don't think they can get any more off it. Maybe some camps into that, or we are seeing the Lux rotate over here. Ooh, we'll just go wide. As camp's being stolen away. Oh, but meanwhile, he's back. Looking once again. We'll get the flash. Flash is coming out from everyone. Hooks a minion. Ult immunity'd. As we are going to see here going in. Can they? They can't! An expert. Incredible thing. Stopwatch will come out. Hooks misses. And it looks like the Shen is looking for a little bit more. The Ignite will not secure. Meanwhile, Gwen TP coming out. Shuriken will find one. Double taunt. Will not take a tower shot. I'm surprised. The shot is extremely low. Lux ultimate is down. Amon leading the charge. Looking for something here. Shot will come out. Is blocked by the side of Agretzko. What a scrappy fight. It looks like they're almost still going. Jules looking for something. A lot of mana. A lot of HP. Can still push this wave in at the very least. Mumu has just arrived here, maybe looking for a pickup kill on the Larnold. Sides against it as soon as they get him on the ward. And I have to say, honestly, a great fight from the side of Tux, making sure to keep this, Panda, you're a little bit overstepped. Forced to use ult, but Black Shield will cover. Ult comes out from Morgana a little bit quick on the side. Root will find one. Larnold will be picked up though, as Funfeet still here. We'll find, however,
during the
just surviving. Panda, I thought the tower had got him 28 HP. As what a scrappy fight. Meanwhile, AD carries in the mid, just poking each other with exceedingly copious amounts of bullets, as AD carries do. And it seems that Zed will go to now match the Shen in the top side and is actually looking at a rotation here. Jesus might be caught out as he is alone. Ultimate is available for Death Shadows. Did rush, as it seems that will be it. Arsent taking the shutdown. Oh no, that is going to make this game quite a bit harder for the side of Tuxedo. They cannot be leaving this Kate by themselves like this. She has to have someone with her at all times, otherwise she will continue to be picked by this Zed, and the game will get a lot harder, as Lux will find a return kill in exchange for the tower. AD carry for AD carry. Silas is here, as it looks like Nautilus will soon join his AD carry in the afterlife, unless Amumu is here. Oh, Hooks will command Amumu ult stolen. Will find with the chains. Panda smiting, trying to buy time. Zed is here into it. Holy moly! That is a burst and a half from the mid laner of Agretzko. Silas not even a chance to use the stolen Amumu ult. Is once again Agretzko just eking away slowly at a gold lead here. Now up about 5k. So once again, we can see Riftmaker Nashers on the side of the top lane. Once again, the 1-4 potential that comes out is huge, especially now that they have rotated their Gwen bot side, looking to be in position for this dragon. The Shin does have ult, can join this fight whenever he pleases. Would like to see him possibly push this up as Zed rotating over. Jesus has been spotted out. Will have had a ward on our scent. As we are going to see here. Oh, no, not again. Where does get away. Shin ult will be used. Stolen Amumu ult will find Amumu, who then ults right back, but it's not enough. Jesus able to free fire. Doing work. Lux ult will hit after the root, and that's 2 down. An excellent turnaround on the side of Tuxedo Sam, and I mean, this is exactly what you want. They still have Morgana ult available. You just have to worry about the Gwen. And it seems Agretzko opting to give this one up, as that will be the first Infernal Drake going over to the side of Tux, and in addition, the bounty for the objective. I was about to say, and this is how Tuxedo need to play this lineup, using these long-range stuns to allow this Caitlyn to really just free cast and auto-attack in the backline, using Shinar to stop the Zed. If they keep this up, they will be able to take this game. Maybe a little overzealous here, going for this tier 1. Will grab Nautilus ult, will find one by time for Zed to carry, or not, will get found with the Amumu hook. And that is all she wrote on that. Looking for more here, actually. Hook, flash hook, will connect, dodging the Morgana Q. They will connect, however, it will see... Oh, those are traps. I was about to say, I thought there were minions here. I was like, they might get an objective bounty here. As we will see 2 members of Agretzko also trading, or I should say taking the tier 2, as Shen is left to catch topside wave. And it seems like Agretzko now is really starting to run with these picks that they're finding onto this Kate. A little bit of just oversteps from the side of Tuxedo that are leading to these, well, honestly, huge openings for the side of Agretzko. They have to make sure that they're playing a lot safer here with their draft. You cannot have your main damage being caught out like this. However, we will see now, oh boy, is Zanya's Hourglass on the Gwen coming out. Eclipse also now out on the Zed. Night Harvester is available for the Xylus, building more of this damage, going into his Shadow Flame. As we are going to see here, the Vision Wars begin. Objectives are going to be the name of the game, and whoever has the most vision here will be taking these games. So we're going to see ult actually comes out from Funfeet, possibly using it aggressively before realizing 5 are here. Tux looking for this tower, trying to get any gold as they can, but there's 3 here. They know it. An instant call from Agretzko looking for this Baron. Zones coming out. ZR used. Larnold possibly looking for this steal. Shinar will be found. As well as a lot of ults used. Looking for a turn. Will find him. Ult used. Will not be able to find the trade. However, with that is so much used. Their engages are so low. Minus this Nautilus who is going to chunked. They have to escape here. They cannot do Baron. If they get hit with 1 CC, it's over. They're looking. Amon looking. Will find one. I was about to say, will then get out. Cleanse used. Oh, but there is the Zed, but he didn't get the Kate. Gale Force will pick up 1. Funfeet looking for more. And it looks like there might just be too little too late. They can do this. Gwen, 8-1 now. Wrecking shop. As you will see now, Agretzko looking to now push its advantage. Can't do Baron, but looking maybe to push out some lanes, get a T3 here. As it seems they will just opt to back off. A lot of gold now going over to the side of Agretzko here, as this gold lead gets a little bit higher, opting to just play for these dragons. it seems. And with this, if I'm Tuxedo Sam, I would say the name of the game here is stop looking for these all-ins. These fights are way too scrappy for their very squishy lineup. They need to take their time, really look for some picks using the Lux Q and the Morgana Q, and really just kind of poke their way to victory. As I say, if they're able to walk in like this, I mean, they're able to push the Gwen off, but I think that's a little bit more due to not a lot of information on the side, as there will be an ult coming out from the Nautilus, as we are going to see Zed will use ult onto a support. Arnold will find it. Stolen Amumu ult will hit Amumu ult in kind, as they are now changing their attention onto the AD carry. Free shots. The Zed is not here. There's nothing you can do. A big ult will find one. As we can see, another Drake going the way of Tuxedo Sam, playing these fights incredibly well, making sure this is exactly what they need to do. Split up a Gretzko. Their lineup really only works if they're able to fight as 5. But using Honest Kyle as bait to get the Zed out of the team fight, they're able to go in and just blow up this Nautilus. And once that's done, steal a Mumu ult. Larnold, expert use stunning up. And as long as they're unable to touch this Caitlyn, Tuxedo will win these fights every day of the week. And this is a great position to be with, starting to make up this gold deficit on Soul Point. Now the opportunity to force a Gretzko to try to deny them Soul and grab Baron themselves is the exchange. An expert place to be on the side of Tuxedo Sam. And if I'm a Gretzko, I think they need to take a few steps back. Obviously, looking at this Baron, trying to get vision out as much as they can, but they'll find a Morgana route onto the Zed and a solid pickup in exchange. Now, they do not have Shen R. Is down for a few more seconds. We'll be up soon. Can look to force this, opting to back off here, as vision will be cleared from the side of a Gretzko, and that's really all they can do. I mean, these picks from Tuxedo Sam are exceptional. And honestly, if a Gretzko keep making these missteps, they might lose this. However, it seems like there will be a tier 3 taken here. Maybe a lot of backs coming out from the side of Tuxedo. Might be able to make it just in time. Luxol on the wave will clear cannon, but turret will fall. Inhibitor, though, safe and secure. Meanwhile, another wave will hit into their bot tier 3, and it seems Gretzko is now going to be looking towards Baron here. Or it seems opting actually now seems to wait for the Dragon Spawn, clearly just trying to deny this Soul Point. However, I don't know. I feel if they are unable, if they get picked one more time at these Dragon fights, it could spell the end of this game. Infernal Soul is no joke, one of the strongest Dragon Souls right now in the game. And as such, can lead to quite some problems. I mean, the extra damage will just rinse on the side of this Caitlyn now. As we are going to see a pick on the bot side from Fun Feet, clearing out this Morgana here, trying to seem to clear out the waves. As we are going to see actually positioning aggressively to get this tier 3, get a little bit of extra gold for this Drake fight. Trying to get some pivotal items here. I imagine looking for a Zonya's specifically on their support would be very big, as we can see Stopwatch is now in member of 2. Flash force out of Jewels of Fear, the ZR. Don't know though. No pings in the chat. I don't think that Agretzko know that the Flash is down. I think it was just on the range of vision. As we are going to see Tiamat now coming out for the Shen. looking to get a little bit of extra money here, as seems a jungle invade here coming out from the side of Agretzko, looking to push this side of the map hard. They want to be in position for this dragon fight here. But with Gwen on the bottom side of the map, who's going to match the Shen? The Shen can push in here and ult down whenever he likes to peel this Caitlyn. And as such, I mean, you need to send someone. It seems that they're opting to send Zed. However, no TP. If Shen's able to keep him up here, then there's not much that they can do. Really looking as we're seeing Silas walking back to base. 20 seconds will buy, I think, a control ward. As we are already seeing the Vision Wars begin yet again. So Agretzko need to pull the trigger if they're looking for something here before the Silas gets back, or they might be in a spell of trouble. Rotating over will miss. Shadow Clone is down. And it seems, yeah, the call is to go Baron here from the side of Tuxedo. An excellent play here. They know that Agretzko have to contest this as they now make a mad dash down the river. Will it be enough? I don't think they have the damage. They're going to have to turn this. As Agretzko's actually able to manage to stop the Baron play. I'm surprised it's a little bit slow, I think, from the side of Tuxedo Sam. Not able to secure. This is a huge issue as a large thing. We'll find one. Jesus, low, and will die. As it seems Amun chose to ult the Silas instead. Arsene using cleanse, looking to clean up. Will be rooted out, and that is the end. And I think that will be Baron for Agretzko, and might just be game. I don't know. I feel Amun has to be ulting their AD carry. That is all the damage on this Tuxedo lineup. And just, I think, going a little bit too early from the side of Tuxedo. They're not really in position, maybe not on the same page. And this is going to be hard. We'll have to play complete defense now to be able to even stay in at this point. I mean, they have to wait for 3 minutes and 30 seconds of defense trying to get this soul. If they can get it, that is their avenue back at the game, but they need to be peeling for Jesus as much as they can. It seems Agretzko is just going to send, once again, 4-1 down top and bot side. As we begin to go forward here, 31 minutes in. 3 items now on both AD carries working on their fourths. Still a slight lead. Opting to give up mid-inhib. I like this one. So you can't die for just
during
the mid-inhibitor here. There is more to the game. These inhibitors will be coming back.
In the Symposium.
However, if they are sending all of their members minus Shen here, who is going to match this Gwen on the bot side on this 4-1? Seems opting just to give up mid-inhibitor here. But now Agretzko looking to dive this. Will miss. Nautilus ult is stolen. Brute will connect onto Amumu. Nautilus ult used on the Zed. Nautilus now comes in, finds a hook, will find one. Amumu will secure the kill onto the Xylus. Meanwhile, here comes the rest of Agretzko. They're looking. ZR used to peel for Jesus. Can possibly look for a return kill here, but they have to be careful. There's a lot of engage still on the side of Agretzko left, and there is nothing that they can do to protect their AD carry if these ults come up. Nautilus ult still available here. Saving it. Looking for Jesus as they move forwards. Ult will find Jesus. No follow-up. will trade their life for it in the terms of the Agretzko support. As it seems that for the time, Tuxedo Sam is able to hold from this Baron, losing 2 inhibs, but they are still not out of this game just yet. A minute until Drake, if they can push out these lanes and possibly get sold, this could be their avenue back. Unfortunately, they are 10k down, and they will need to play these fights expertly. Jesus, basically their only avenue back into this game. They will have to peel everything that Agretzko throws at him. And meanwhile, we are going to see Agretzko making their way, getting the vision early. 30 seconds until on this Drake. As we can see the lanes trying to be pushed out from the side of Tuxedo. They know that they need to contest this. However, can they get there in time? 16 seconds and they are still clearing mid wave. They have to rotate right about now. But it is dark and they do not know. Oh, an excellent shot. Half hit onto the Zed. Could possibly look to secure here. They are bunched up though. Amumu looking for an avenue here. Zed waiting in the back lines. Chen R is up. Starting Drake. We'll find one. Amumu will get in. We'll find 3 without Arnold. We'll find an additional 3. Fun Feet on to the AD carry. Zoning as much as he can. Seems to be doing work. There's the Gwen, but that's it. 4 for 1. The zone, the Gwen sacrificing her life for the Drake. And with that, waves are pushing in. This is disastrous. As it looks like Agretzko will just look to end the game here. They are slightly low. Flashes come out. Will not find the hook. Oh, but there's the ZR, and it's over as soon as it began. And with that, it seems, once again, 35 minutes. Agretzko will be the CSA Grand Champions for the league event. Well played to both teams. Honestly, really incredible games to watch. Were very hard fought. And honestly, I mean, I have no words. Both teams played incredibly well. But with that, that will be the end of our grand finals, with Agretzko being the winners and Tuxedo Sam will be taking second, with My Melody coming in third. Thanks once again to all the people who participated in the event, the players, the people who helped set it up, everything. Y'all are incredible. These games, this grand finals was honestly, I have no words. It was incredible to watch. It was incredibly fun to cast. I hope that people had as great a time as I did watching and getting to participate. But with that, that will end our programs for tonight. A reminder that we will be starting Valorant tomorrow around the 7 p.m., where we will have quite a few more games packed. There's at least 4 games, including a best of 3 grand finals there, which I believe will begin with Purin versus Kuromi as the first game. Kuropi, my apologies. As the first game that we go into. But with that, once again, thanks for everyone who's come out and played incredibly well. And I hope to see everyone again next semester, where hopefully things should be bigger and better like never before. Okay, I'm done with the caster spiel now. Good job, everyone. Honestly, that was really fun to watch.
Thanks, Steven.
GG's, everyone.
Good game.
Yo, why did you guys ban Twitch every single game?
GG.
Bro,
we got-
That's a
we got
personal
fucked by-
thing.
Yeah, we got fucked
That's
by
me,
Twitch
that's
the
me.
very first game we
Fuck.
played.
That's me.
Wait, were you gonna play Twitch?
Yes.
It is
He's,
what it
he's
is.
like he's like a
crazy on
Twitch.
Twitch too.
I hate playing Twitch. I hate playing Twitch.
No, we gave you Twitch like the first ever game we played like 2 weeks ago, and we're still scarred.
Bonka.
Twitch is always my ban of norms, honestly. Like I can't.
You can't
Also,
handle the
which one?
rats.
Yeah, I can have
Oh,
the
no,
rat.
hate
bro.
rats.
Which one of you is
honestly.
Fun Feet?
Hello.
Which one of you guys is Fun Feet?
Hello.
Oh my god, I hate you.
I'm surprised you were my matchup. I was like, wait.
We had
Wow.
to play Kyle
Yeah,
somewhere,
you
and
never
I had to
did
go
that.
somewhere, and I had to pick a champ that would stop my team from losing, and it didn't work out.
Nah.
And I tried my best.
So much faith in us, Andy.
I had a
Yeah,
lot
that
of
was a
faith in
really
my
good
team.
game,
I was
though.
like,
To be fair, I had a lot of faith going in. I was sitting here going, man, Agretzko got out fucking drafted on the second
our
game.
draft was really
Okay,
good.
no.
but-
Our draft, we were like, this is just ranked solo queue.
That
Yeah.
was such a fucking sus thing game 2 bot lane. Like level 1 Bush Cheese, level 2 Silas gank into level 3 Mumu gank.
Yeah, that shit was wild.
Yeah, I was watching there. I was like, holy moly, it's pre 5 minutes. Am I watching like Korea? Like, bro, if you've ever seen
So
Korea,
much
bro, they're
shit
in
going
bot
on.
lane at like minute 2. It's wild.
Yeah, it's always red buff into level 2 gank, and then whoever wins that wins the game. And
Mhm.
they just have F15 after.
Dude, everyone just kept living at 1 health, like both sides.
Yeah,
like,
both sides
No,
are so low.
actually.
20 both games there were multiple times where both teams had people living at sub 30 HP.
Wait, who was the Mordecai the last game and that didn't let me get my Pinta? I'm so
Gobi. It was
fucking
also
mad at you.
Gobi.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
I'm so fucking mad. That was
Bro, the Aurelia, bro. I was
did a
sitting
fucking
there.
Clip.
I was
I fucking
popping
flush
off.
ult your team in the Baron pit, and I was just
Yeah.
smacking you, and I was like,
Yeah,
I don't need
I
to
saw,
die
I
yet.
saw the ult
Ah.
flash happening in slow motion. I was like, this, but it's fine, right? Nobody kills all of us, right? No.
Meanwhile,
I thought I
the
was trolling.
quadra kill.
I actually trolled.
I thought I
went to
was
try it
trolling.
for no reason.
Yeah, yo did Zai. I was like, bet.
I don't know what I
Bet,
was
no
doing,
more ult.
man. But he got QSS, so I was like, okay.
Yeah, I got my
We
QSS
got cut out by
anyway,
the dragon. It was unlucky.
bro.
Who is Zed the last game?
That was me.
Oh
That
my
was a lot
God.
of swimming mid.
Oh my god. The CSing was so embarrassing for me.
Hey,
Bro,
At
she was
least you
one
didn't
CS
die. I didn't try to
minutes,
kill you.
bro.
Shut up, Andy. I'm a support main.
One CS, bro.
I don't CS. I'm a support main. I can't.
also, why do y'all keep banning Kindred? What? I didn't even get to play Kindred.
I'm respecting the one trick. Come on.
Also, who kept
I
banning
don't
my
even know
Wait,
what
why are you
trick.
guys banning Vagar for?
Yeah,
Like,
We
there's
just
no
don't
way you
like
just
him.
looked at my history for that,
yeah,
no?
fair enough.
No, we didn't look. We just don't like Vygar, yeah.
Ah, damn it, dude.
Understandable. Understandable.
Yeah, just a lucky ban.
I had the
Lucky
tech.
ban. We don't like yordles.
Yeah.
No
Fair.
short
This
people
is a
allowed.
Yordle discrimination household, apparently. Okay.
Yeah. Did you notice nobody in our games picked a yordle?
Bro, wait, hold up.
Wait,
Can you want to talk about the last time we played? What was that Tristana pick then?
I was a yordle diddler back then. It's okay. I'm different now.
He's reformed.
I'm
He's
Yordle
reformed.
apologist.
I'm
You
reformed.
want to
He's
apologize?
reformed.